Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast. My name is Brett James, and I'm joined by my co-host, Darian ChillTakes, with me here today. Darian, welcome back. Another week, another episode, NBA talk. We doing good today?
Absolutely. I got a little headache, man, but we're gonna rock out.
Yes, sir. Always, man. Got to get this podcast going. We're in Game 5 and Game 4 of the Eastern.
Game 5 for both.
Oh, I guess it is Game 5 for both. For both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals right now, too. Both kind of been different series. Definitely been a lot of blowouts with the Celtics series, and then we've been down to the wire a couple of times with the Dallas Mavericks and Warriors series, but you know, Mavericks took Game 4 to avoid the sweep. But we got some good NBA topics we're going to be talking about with you guys here today. Reports have came out that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving both are having some issues with the front office and the Nets management, Steve Marks and the whole crew. So we'll be getting into that a little bit. Like I said, we will be both discussing Game 5 of both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals right now. It's currently Wednesday, May 25th, so you guys will be seeing this video on Friday morning, so
both
everything's still
completed.
Yep, both games will both be completed, so hopefully our predictions are right. Then we'll get into the All-NBA teams award list, teams 1 through 3. That list just came out just yesterday, May 24th. And then we'll kind of end it with some fire-away questions that Darian's got for me as well. Haven't heard them, so everything's up in the air. But, Darian, man, got to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, man. They underachieved this past season. Only team in the NBA playoffs to get swept. And now reports are coming out that Kevin Durant hasn't talked to the Nets front office since the season's been over in Game 4 versus the Boston Celtics. Talk to me.
Man, that is definitely going to be a tough situation the Brooklyn Nets have to solve this offseason, man, because they possibly could be losing both of their star players this offseason. I'm going to start off with Kevin Durant. I've noticed Kevin Durant does these things within year 3 with the Warriors and also with the Brooklyn Nets. Year 3 heading into our 2018-2019 season, the year he tore his Achilles. That summer, he was not in communication with the Warriors. There was also a little chatter that he could have possibly, got out of his player option. Opted out his player deal and, ended up, testing for agency. But he didn't, of course, because they wanted to keep the core together. And I think the biggest thing was I think they liked the team, but the money was so damn steep. They didn't have enough.
I think it was like 2-year, $54 million off the top of my head.
Yeah,
it was something.
But like all of them was on max deals, so they had no like room to sign any free agents. All they had was Iguodala, Livingston, but they didn't have anybody else out of that. That's why they had probably the worst bench in that era of their championship dynasty. So he didn't really speak much with the Warriors that summer, and you're seeing that with the Brooklyn Nets this year. I mean, it's crazy, bro, that it's just one increment of basketball really changed his Brooklyn Nets tenure of that toe being on the line. Like, it's really crazy, bro. Like,
do you think that was it?
I think it is, man. I really do, because
I disagree, but I'll get into that one.
You gotta think, right? That was a game 6, right?
Yep.
They would have won that game if you would hit that shot. And they would have closed out the series, correct?
It's speculation, but the overall consensus is yes, the Nets would have won that series had Kevin Durant's toe not been on the line.
And they would have got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They would have faced the Atlanta Hawks. I'm pretty sure they would have beat them.
Yes.
They would have been in the finals last year with KD playing the best basketball in his career, in my opinion. On a solo type. Versus Phoenix Suns. Who knows what would have happened, right? But yeah, I think that really changed the dynamic of everything, man, because this team has yet to get past the second round. The whole Kyrie situation this offseason is definitely, I'm pretty sure no matter if it's his homeboy or not, it's definitely weighed on his mind heavy. James Harden gets traded away. And to bring in Ben Simmons, he goes to a situation with the back, inflammation, having to miss games because of, I don't know what he had going on, mental health or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The incompetence of Steve Nash. There's a lot of moving pieces. Joe Harris being out, so a lot of things that went down this season for Kevin Durant. I think you're looking at it like, okay, well, what's going to happen this offseason? Because the way this team's constructed right now, even with Kyrie, it's gonna be tough to them to get to the ECF next year.
Absolutely, Eastern Conference is only getting better
for sure. So it's gonna be tough, right? I mean, you need all-star Ben Simmons to come out. You need Nicholas Claxton to elevate his game and be able to hit freaking free throws. Like, you need this team to be better. I mean, to be, just overall better. So I'm pretty sure Kevin's looking at this team like, man, what's going on? Like, what can we do? And I think he's definitely weighing his options again, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Kyrie situation doesn't go down the way it probably is. I think Kyrie's going to be gone this offseason because, with the whole injury, being unvaccinated and whatnot, I'm pretty sure they want to avoid that and have the less dramatization around this organization. KD just wants to hoop, man. And I know he has a lot of love for Kyrie, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he requests a trade. But this goes back to say, man, like, you see where the Warriors are at, right? They're one game away from going to the NBA Finals. Like, people said that this team was not going to get back to that state without Kevin Durant.
Of course.
They said Steph Curry and all those boys were not going to be able to do it, and they're about to do it. Hopefully, tomorrow being Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I think Kevin Durant is really sitting back. I don't know the dude at all, mm-hmm. So I'm just speaking from how I would feel, and I don't care what anybody says, bro. If you see the former job you worked for, you see them flourishing without you, and you see what your situation is. You thought you were going something better, and you see your team, your group around you, like, damn, bro, like, I almost had us there, but I'm looking at, damn, like, them motherfuckers are still doing good. Like, maybe I shouldn't have left.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have taken that as serious as I did. Yeah. Right? Maybe I should let the media dictate my future, and maybe try to go out there let me go out there and prove my worth. Because we all know you're the most skilled player in the league, right? Mm-hmm. At one point, you were the best player in the league. I don't think I think it's Giannis right now, but at one point you were the best player. At some point, yeah, exactly. So like, but that's just not how Kevin Durant is. We all know he wears his emotion on his sleeve sometimes, even though he just said he was to go out there and hoop. And I think he's facing a very, very tough, time right now, man. And what could happen this offseason is very crazy, man. Like, I just don't know where all 32 teams would take a Kevin Durant, right?
30.
I'm thinking NFL. Wow.
Yeah.
All 30 teams would take a Kevin Durant.
Absolutely. Not even a question.
But it's kind of like, man, that experiment, looking back on his career, bro, is really, what the hell were you thinking?
So let me ask you this before I get into what I want to say about the Brooklyn Nets. Mm-hmm. All jokes aside, is Kevin Durant, if he would have stayed with the Golden State Warriors, let's say they would have, regardless of Klay Thompson's injury, right? And regardless of Kevin Durant and his Achilles, because obviously they lost that 2019 NBA Finals to the Raptors because of injuries. But had he stayed, had he not left and gone to the Brooklyn Nets, let's say he continued to remain, even if he took a pay cut, and he won even 2 more rings, maybe even 2 more Finals MVPs, and he'd be looking at 4-4 right now
with the Warriors. Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's say he never won a ring, never got a Finals MVP outside of Golden State, but let's say he kept adding to it though. Mm-hmm. Would his legacy have changed at all, or would it still remain exactly the same because he did it with the Warriors and didn't prove anything? Context obviously matters, but when we're looking at it black and white, if we just said Kevin Durant finished his career off with 4 rings and 4 Finals MVPs with the Golden State Warriors, and we're going to say excluding the 2019 year where Kawhi Leonard got it with the Raptors because both Klay Thompson had an injury and Kevin Durant. Excluding that year, if he would have gotten those rings.
Man, as a Warriors fan, I probably would have been like, this dude here is ridiculous. I would have been like, yeah, he's one of the greatest ever.
He would have been a part of that dynasty.
For sure. I mean, like, it's definitely, that's a good question, man. His legacy, I think, would have grew a little more because no matter how you say it, like, you got to think you've been there for, it would have been 6 years.
He would have been 4-5 in the finals.
4-5 in the finals. You would have built the greatest dynasty of all time. It would have been better than the Bulls. I'm sorry. Going 4 out of 5, not 3, then taking a break, then 3 again. Yeah, it would have been better than that, in my opinion. The teams you would have had
the offensive skill set, some of the greatest offensive scores this game's ever seen.
Just having a stranglehold on the West for that long, it would have been 6 straight NBA Finals trips. That's insane, bro. Yeah. Like, LeBron still has a strong legacy for what he's done going into 8 consecutive finals, and he only won 4 of them. Well, my bad. 3 of them.
He won 3 of them.
Exactly. So, I think his legacy would have grown a little more, but it's very unfortunate because I'm a big fan of KD, and I love him too. I'm forever grateful for what he did for my Golden State Warriors. But if the Warriors make it back to the finals, dog,
especially if they win
too, making it there is okay. Damn, I honestly didn't know if he would be able to make it. Like, it's tough, man. It's tough having a winning record in 82 games. It's tough winning. You got to win. You got to win 12 games to get there. It's very, very tough. but then to make it and possibly win it, man, that's a hit on his legacy, man. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
that's the ultimate FU to your face.
It is, bro. Like, if the Warriors somehow win the championship this year, and Kevin Durant is outside looking in once again, bro. Yep. Like, what were you thinking, man?
Yeah, because I think, and before now, I'm going to get into the Nets part of it. But what I'm going to say about that is, I don't think it would have changed his legacy, only because there was such a scrutinized narrative on him that he took the easy route out. He left OKC. He wanted to go to a 73-9 team, who obviously lost that year. But even though he got his 2 rings and he got his 2 Finals MVPs, those were so scrutinized no matter what, and you can't take it away. His legacy was already had an asterisk on it, right? And even if he would have continued to build on it, I still feel like that asterisk would have been placed there, fairly or not, even though personally I think it should have elevated his legacy in that context. And then also, if Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors do go and win it this year, I look at it as not so much like the Warriors saying, we can still do this without you. I think it shows more of a reflection on KD saying, bro, I'm going to go play with Kyrie Irving, even if Kyrie's there, regardless of vaccination status, taking time off, whatever the case may be. The fact that you went in to go play with a point guard who's not Steph Curry, that's the issue. That's how I look at it. I look at it as, bro, what are you thinking? Even if that's your boy, you don't want to go play with the greatest shooter in NBA history in his prime. You are already a part of that team. And regardless,
I'm going to cut you off. My bad.
Go for it.
Hold your thought real quick. I don't even want to say greatest shooter anymore. One of the greatest point guards ever do it. But go ahead.
Both.
It's
both.
Sure. Yeah,
it's absolutely.
But
I think he's top 3.
Yeah.
He's top 2, honestly.
Go ahead.
But topic for another day. Steph Curry's one of the greatest point guards who've ever played this game. He's the most impactful player on the court. It revolutionized the game of basketball from the NBA down to AAU to middle schoolers and elementary kids.
Pickup games at LA Fitness.
Pickup games at LA Fitness, you name it. Steph Curry revolutionized the game.
Yeah.
He wanted to leave that guy in his prime because he felt so scrutinized from the media and the public that he couldn't go and win a real ring. Win a real ring. Win a
tongue twister right there.
You already said it for me. I can't say it.
Win a real ring.
Thank you. And he had his quote-unquote beef with Draymond when he could have just man-to-man squashed that beef and said, we have a chance to do something historic in NBA history, like the Lakers, the Bulls, the Celtics, these all-time dynasties, even the Spurs and their dynasty. We have a chance to do something special. And he wanted to leave that for Kyrie Irving, regardless. If Kyrie Irving is a top 75 player of all time, like he is, that is the issue, I think. Now let me get into the Nets. You say, what's up?
I had one thing to say.
What's up?
I slipped my mind. Oh, yeah. Another thing, too. Going with that statement you just said. Another thing that's going to really put on blast, because I think, like, the Warriors making it is going to be like, damn, dude, like, you really left this? The Warriors winning is like, damn, do we really left this? But it's also...
seeing the X shine without you.
Exactly. There's also... like I said, I don't know the guy at all. I don't know his thought process. But I'm pretty sure the love that Steph Curry gets from the NBA community in the Bay Area...
way
you know what I'm saying?
More than KD would ever
Exactly. So now, if Steph does this again without you...
and he gets that Finals MVP?
Bro, he jumps you.
Oh, absolutely.
He jumps you. He's a better player than you.
Absolutely. I
I'm
agree.
sorry. I don't give a damn if you are a 7-footer that can have skills of a guard. When it comes down to winning and impacting your team to win championships, you've yet to do that on your own.
Yeah, and Steph already proved that twice. Even before this. He did it when he beat him in the Western Conference Finals, and he did it prior to him getting there, and he beat the Cavs in the Finals, regardless if Kyrie and Kevin Love were injured.
Facts. So, and nothing, too. You went to the finals once without this whole super team built.
Correct. Right? You're right. Russell Westbrook, Ibaka.
But Curry could be doing this 3 times without you. Like, I mean, it's going to look a little weird, man.
And with that whole narrative about Steph Curry not being clutch, which there's some relevancy to it. I don't wholeheartedly believe that. But in that 2019 finals, he showed up in Toronto.
Yeah.
He showed up in Toronto. I mean, he didn't get the job done ultimately, but when Steph Curry was left hanging alone...
Shit, my bad. I take that back. They got to the finals. He got to the finals 4 times. 3 times with Joshua already. If he gets to the finals tomorrow, if they win tomorrow, it'll be 4 times. Because, I'm sorry, they beat the Rockets without you, and they beat the Blazers without you. I'm sorry. He could have easily lost the Western Conference Finals, but he didn't.
Absolutely. And he came through clutch.
Yeah.
Even with 27 missed threes,
Steph
Curry gets the job done. Now let me get into the Brooklyn Nets, right? You said earlier, you said that toe tap that foot on the line
Changed
is ultimately like what really is gotten us to where we are today.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
and I don't think that's. I'd say that's number 2, right? Like I said, that's still speculation on whether or not they win that game or not. Which this consensus, like I said, is they win that game, they advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, they would beat Atlanta, but what I'm saying is, I don't think that is the ultimate turning point as to why we are here with the Nets today, who've only won one series since Kyrie and KD have gotten together. I wholeheartedly, all jokes aside, believe it's Kyrie's fault that they haven't gotten over the top, right? Because Kyrie is supposed to be that second fiddle to Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant, even coming off an injury, after he missed that first season where Kyrie only played, I think, 27, 28 games that first year. Then the bubble occurred. Then they come back. They have the foot on the line, which is the second reason. Then you go into this year. This is the year it's supposed to happen. Okay? Unforeseen circumstances with obviously a mandate, obviously COVID still being a huge problem in the United States of America. Kyrie Irving is not available. He's not there to help his team. And regardless of any other implications, even when Kyrie's on the court, you can clearly see there was some kind of impact that psychologically had on the team, or the fact that the team just doesn't have a lot of chemistry together. If you leave Steph Curry, one of the greatest point guards of all time in his prime, to go play with Kyrie, you expect Kyrie, even if that's your boy, to be there, to show up and show out, to help this team win, because all you said KD wants to do is hoop. Am I right?
That's what he wants to do.
All KD wants to do is hoop. And if you're not there to help him win, because you're hobbled or because you're not getting vaccinated or whatever the case may be, that is on you. Why did James Harden want to get out of Brooklyn? Because Kyrie did not want to help pitch in. The Brooklyn Nets might be moving on from Kyrie because he does not want to do his part, and you cannot give him a long-term contract because he's going to take advantage of that. And that ultimately means Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are probably going to have to go their separate ways. And the Sean Marks and the Brooklyn Nets organization is going to have to go their separate ways. And you know they can want KD all they want. KD's not coming back if Kyrie's not there, and the Nets shouldn't want Kyrie Irving back unless they're going to give him a 1-year deal and say, "Hey, we still have the core intact. Let's go make it happen this year." But are you sure with Giannis? Are you sure with the Boston Celtics? Are you sure with Joel Embiid and maybe what the Sixers do? They have a lot of self-reflecting to do. Kyrie Irving has a lot of self-reflecting to do. He's got a lot of issues he's got to deal with, and it's not even the vaccine. It's being there on the court.
Yeah.
It's being there on the court, regardless if it's in Brooklyn or not.
And this is why I think that it really boils down to what the Nets can do with Kyrie, because I know they've gave KD the extension, which is crazy because KD wanted to team up with Kyrie, but he was going to follow wherever Kyrie went. So Kyrie was going to go to the Knicks.
The original plan was the Knicks.
Yes, the Knicks. Money didn't work out. Daryl Morey, is that Daryl Morey? He's in Philadelphia. Who's the original? He used to be the GM for the Knicks. He was terrible.
For the Knicks?
Yes.
Not Worldwide West.
No, the actual GM.
I'm losing his name off the top of my head.
Goodness, man, he got fired because he was ejecting people out of the game. He said, but
that's the owner, James Dolan.
Yeah, he's still the owner.
He's still the owner.
Well, James Dolan
is the whole reason why the Knicks organization's a clown.
Yeah, James Dolan
didn't even offer Kevin Durant a max contract. Didn't even offer him a max contract.
And that's the reason why they didn't go together.
Yes. But also Kyrie didn't want to go to the Knicks.
Yeah, but I think KD didn't want to go to the Knicks, but they were so sold on being together, right?
Right.
So Brooklyn wasn't even in KD. Like KD is. I'm not saying KD doesn't want to be in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure he loves Brooklyn. He loves to be in the city and stuff like that. But Kyrie wanted to go back to Brooklyn. He was born in that area, right? He grew up in that area, playing for the Nets, the New Jersey Nets, playing for that franchise. It meant a lot to him, right? So him going there and with KD, it was. But it feels like the Knicks have invested more into KD because obviously he's the better player.
Of course. You should never invest into Kyrie being your number one. But that was clearly evident in Boston and Cleveland.
It's just very unfortunate, though, because even though they invested more into KD, at the end of the day, he's not going to stay there if Kyrie's not there.
Exactly. So does KD not have some accountability when it comes to, even though he's a terrific player and one of the all-time greats, for him not holding Kyrie accountable for his actions, that if he's always going to defend Kyrie feels like he can get away with anything. Am I right?
My thing is, it's so hard to really say.
If you baby a child and you pamper them, they're going to feel privileged enough. And he's a grown man getting paid $37 million a year. No.
So here's my thing on that. Like, this is a little different because these are two dudes that are really laid back guys, right?
They both are. I agree. They're both laid back.
Neither one of them have shown the best leadership in the respective teams at times, right? So they don't have. I don't want to disrespect them. So let me reel this back real quick. They from the outside looking in, they don't have a LeBron presence for their franchises.
KD's never been a guy to like get everyone around him and like everyone believes in him. It's just, dude, you're that talented. Take us.
Bro, we'll follow you by your actions,
not because we feel like off the court you're that much of a leader.
Yeah.
We're like, bro, like we look up to you.
It's kind of like Steph. I don't think Steph is the like
Draymond is.
Yeah, like that's the vocal leader. LeBron, Draymond, guys like Jordan in the past. Like I'm not comparing the
I know what you're trying to say.
I'm saying like the leadership and vocal, like how they are.
Trae Young is a clear leader for the Hawks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? On the court and also guys actually like rally and go around.
So
him.
like I forgot where I was even going with that. But
you're not trying to disrespect them because they're not like those kind of leaders.
Yeah, but I had a point to make about KD. Goodness gracious, bro. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, what was your question you asked me? Or did I just kind of jump into the statement?
You kind of just jumped into the statement.
Okay. All I gotta say is the Brooklyn Nets and with Kevin Durant, man, they have a really big decision to make this offseason. I'm really, forgive me for those that are listening that I forgot my statement because I was going to make a good point, but
maybe if you come back to it.
If
KD wants to prove that he can win a ring without all this, Hall of Fame talent, come to Orlando and come win that ring, bro. Come to Orlando, bro. You can get a Mickey Mouse ring. Come on.
The guys like that, man, like that's not
no state income taxing.
And I say this because like
KD to Orlando.
Like all 30 teams will take these two players, man, but like, where could they go? Right? Like,
that's how I feel about Russell Westbrook.
Where could they go, man? Yeah. They're not going to no offense. They're not going to the Kings. They're not going to the Magic. They're not going to OKC.
They're going to the Pistons.
They're not going to. Where could they possibly go to win champion? These guys. KD is like 33, 34. No, 33. Yeah. Kyrie is like 31. They're getting older.
With like the young, ascending players like John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. Like these franchises aren't going to let a KD hinder or like kind of hover around.
Yeah, because
they're like, no, we got this blue chip talent. We got this all NBA type talent. We're gonna keep building around that core.
Well, they have a little beef going on. I don't know if they want to team up, but if I'm the Hawks, I'm trying to get KD. I'll trade for him. I'll give Kevin Huerter and DeAndre
Hunter
and
John Collins. Give
and John Collins to the Brooklyn Nets, and I'll build around Clint, Trey, and KD.
That would be nasty.
Yeah.
Trae Young and KD.
But it's like the whole. But Kyrie too. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to see where these guys go, bro. Because it's like
even with KD to possibly, you do a sign, not sign a trade, but you do a trade for maybe Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton to the Brooklyn Nets.
They got to trade Ben Simmons too, unless they want to build around Ben Simmons, wouldn't be the worst idea.
Chris Paul, Ben Simmons, and DeAndre Ayton would be kind of fun to watch.
To Phoenix, come on, dog.
I'm talking about the Nets. If
Chris Paul
if KD wants to say I want to go to a contender, and they trade him to the Suns,
he wants to go play with Devin Booker. Come on, dog.
Hey man, that man.
Bro, he should just feel bad that KD is going to be retired. I don't know if KD ever wins another ring. No disrespect.
I don't think he will, man.
But like he's going to be, and Stephen A. said this plenty of times. Kevin Durant's going to be remembered as the guy who left Steph Curry in his prime for Kyrie Irving. It's that simple.
It is, and he should have stayed, man.
Us growing up in this generation, we were privileged enough to watch LeBron, to watch KD, watch Kobe, all these greats.
Yes.
Kids in the next generation, when they hear about KD and they're going to watch, some of KD, and then they're going to watch Steph because they're going to watch one of the greatest point guards and one of the greatest shooter of all time. They're going to be like, wait, Dad, why did that guy leave that guy for this guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this guy's also a nutcase on top of it.
Yeah.
You can't make it up, bro. And like I said, I understand Kevin Durant's point of view. I understand why he did what he did. But when you look at it 3 years removed, and you've won one playoff series, regardless of injuries or not, bro, you left Steph Curry.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's going to get really, really ugly for the KD fans.
The Warriors are going to win.
If they get to the finals, which looks like they have a 95% chance to get to the finals. If they win that shit though, bro, it's gonna look really ugly, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like
that KD narrative is gonna go,
bro. It's gonna be ugly, bro. Because who needed who? We all know who needed who.
KD needed them.
He needed them, dog.
Yeah.
He just needed like another thing too, like I try
needed to validate his greatness.
Exactly, and I look at LeBron because that's someone that's jumped from team to team, But at the end of the day, LeBron made business moves, and he was smart about what he did. Right, he left Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? He went to Miami.
When it was time to leave Cleveland.
When it was time to leave Cleveland, and people followed him before because like you supposed to be the next Jordan. Why you ain't staying? Yeah. Whatever. F all that, right?
Yeah.
He went to the Miami Heat because they had a great chance to win a championship. He came into there and felt like a puzzle. Boom, they won 2. They won 2.
Yeah, they won 2.
Then he said, "Hey,
2.
I see what they're building over there in Cleveland. I want to put on for my city or my state or whatever. I'm going back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The wins 1, right? Then he makes his last business decision.
I mean, no disrespect, but Draymond should never have gotten suspended. That was gifted
here or there, but whatever. It is what it is. Whatever. He got his. I ain't mad at him for it.
I really wish I've seen a 73-win team validate that, bro.
Yeah.
I can't believe I grew up and I watched a 73-win team not get validated.
Yeah, that's crazy. But then he went to the Lakers and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, he just didn't make a good business decision, man. And I think other top guys like the guys coming up in this league, I think they're really going to look at what KD did and be like, okay, man, if I'm going to leave, I really got to make a good move.
Yeah.
And if I leave, I want to be there for not just 3 years. I want to
be there.
I want to, even though I want to win championships, but I want to continue to win championships.
Yeah.
Like,
put yourself in a position where that the franchise is stable,
yes,
well ran, and
yes,
you're going to have
because
talent around you.
You went into a good situation where it's kind of like the Miami Heat with LeBron. Like, LeBron went to a good situation. They won a championship before he got there, right? Of course, they weren't a Eastern Conference team the year before he got there, but still, they had championship DNA. That's why they've been able to be relevant since he left. At the Brooklyn Nets, just like OKC, if once he leaves, you know what I'm saying?
Brooklyn's probably
they're being back to being trash.
Yeah, they're going to go right back to being a poverty team.
Yeah.
Most likely. And
having to build through the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is what it is, bro. Like, OKC, luckily...
thankfully, they got those 2 picks from that Philadelphia deal.
Yeah. But, Philly ain't going to be ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Philly's still going to be a top team as long as they have Joel Embiid and still James Harden.
Yeah.
As much as you want to scrutinize.
Yeah, bro. I mean, they're just in a very bad situation, man. They're going to trade him away.
Maybe they can get a sign and trade with Kyrie, but I doubt that either. Kyrie's not going to do anything.
And the thing about signing trades, even if Kyrie agrees to it, bro, signing trades don't always equal to be anything. Roses and flowers.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, bro. Like our signing trade for KD, we got D'Lo. You know what I'm saying? And we trade D'Lo for Wiggins. And at that point in time, it's kind of like, okay, we got a wing. Yeah. We got a wing scorer that can defend.
And D'Lo was cool to have while Klay Thompson was out.
And I love Andrew Wiggins. And we're just now getting the beneficials of Andrew Wiggins, right? This season. It took a few years for Andrew Wiggins to get going. So, it took 2 years, yeah.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, I mean, like...
He's a good 3rd/4th option now.
Yeah, for sure. So, them signing trades always work out.
Yeah. So, hopefully... We'll have to just keep an eye out with the Nets, man. But that's a crazy situation going on, and a lot of talk with Kevin Durant's legacy and possibly the Golden State Warriors as well, too. Now we'll actually get into Game 5. The Boston Celtics will be traveling down to South Beach to take on the Miami Heat in just an hour and a half from the moment that we're recording this video. I've said it from the get-go, and I said it a couple of weeks ago previously. I said that the Miami Heat are not only going to win the NBA Finals and get to the Finals, I thought that they were going to win it. And I had the Heat winning in the Eastern Conference Finals in 6. I'm still sticking with that pick. I will admit I am a little bit nervous just because there's both been injuries on both sides of the ball from Marcus Smart to Robert Williams to Miami with Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. I mean, the list goes on.
You saw the rumors out there that said that the Miami Heat players, some players might have been still in Boston because of COVID.
I hope not, bro. I really hope that's not the case, man. There's a little bit of an outbreak. There was an outbreak between both teams.
There's rumors out there about, I don't know, they didn't specify which players, but they said a few players got retained.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. Hopefully we can get everyone out there healthy tonight, both sides of the ball. I'd love to see that. Don't like seeing guys out. Regardless if it's an injury or COVID, I want to see guys out there, man, competing at the highest level. But Boston at Miami, man, Game 5 tonight. Give me your prediction. Who wins tonight? And who's taking the series, man? It's been blowout after blowout.
Man, it's so hard to really gauge the series, bro. Like,
it is.
I still can't give you a winner. I really can't, bro.
Who you got tonight?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like,
I got to look at the injury report too as you're talking. Anyways.
I think Grant Williams is supposed to play tonight.
Okay.
I think I want to say they are. I wouldn't even say they're 2-0 without Grant Williams. I think they're 1-1 with or without Grant Williams. So he doesn't really move the needle in this series, right? So
okay, Tyler Hero's out tonight for Game 5. Marcus Smart and Robert Williams are both available for Game 5.
So Hero's out.
Tyler Hero's still out, and it looks like Robert Williams and Marcus Smart will both play.
Okay. With
that's
that being
the
said,
report as of right now, but that's not from a reliable source. But
if that's the case, then I like Boston tonight.
Okay.
Only because like you need that scoring off the bench. You know, Max Strus has been so up and down this series.
Nope. Now it says, see, this other report says Robert Williams and Marcus Smart to both miss game 5. But then this guy on Twitter said Marcus Smart and Robert Williams will both play tonight. Let me go look. Go on.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So if Tyler Hero is out, that is a big hit for Miami because, you know what I'm saying, they need that scoring off the bench. You know, Victor Oladipo has been playing some great defense, but he hasn't been on the scoring end of things. Kyle Lowry has been playing solid defense, but he hasn't been able to score either, you know, at a high rate. You know, Jimmy Butler gave you like 6 points last game.
Yeah.
What happened?
Woj retweeted, so this is the official answer. Tyler Hero will not play tonight. Smart and Robert Williams are both available to play tonight.
Okay, so
that's the official.
I like Boston tonight. Okay. And this is what I say about the Miami Heat. This is why I took a back seat to them, and this is why I haven't really been feeling them this whole playoff run, because there's one thing that sticks out to me. And this is really relevant to teams that are trying to win a championship. They don't have a consistent offense.
You're right. They don't. In the half court, they don't.
They don't have a consistent offense. That's why they've been in, winning by blowouts and also getting blown out. In Game 4 in Boston, Jimmy Butler had 6 points. Was worst performance of the playoffs by far, right? But I'm okay with Jimmy Butler having a bad game. I need Bam to show up. He has been non-existent. He only had one good game, and that was Game 3.
Yep.
When
they
Jimmy
stole the game literally with 19 steals in Game 3.
Yeah, literally. So, and their offense predicates the defense. They're not getting stops, bro. They're not. Yeah. At one point, it was 18-1.
I know.
Like
it was 26-4 at one point.
Yeah, bro. Like they just don't have a consistent offense, dog. And I think not having Tyler Hero last game was a big deal. Like they don't have that scoring option when things get clunky. You know, with that first, those first starting five, you can insert Tyler Hero to give you some meaningful buckets. They don't have that. And it's hard to match that when the other team has two guys that can easily go for 40 any given night.
Absolutely.
So, and I would even say the Boston Celtics are playing world-class defense. Because
they're not even.
They're not
Miami
playing.
wasn't just even hitting shots in that first. Was it 0-for-14 at one point?
Yeah.
Before Victor Oladipo hit that 3? Dude, most of those looks were good looks. They just weren't falling.
The Boston Celtics,
I get it.
They're protecting the paint, like guys like Bam Adebayo can get going. That's cool, but the Miami Heat don't need Bam to get going to win the series.
Yeah, Bam can literally, and I said this prior to the pod, I said Bam could have a 10-8 game and he can comfortably win.
Yeah. So like, people need to put the brakes on that Boston Celtics defense. But however, I will say their offense is definitely legit. Now, for the Miami Heat to win this game and to win the series, they have to find some consistent offense. And also, they have to lock in defensively. They have to play defense these next possible 3 games. And if they come out flat defensively tonight, they're going to lose. And if they come out flat defensively in Game 6, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
They have to play a better defense, right? They have to know what's at stake. Jimmy Butler has to be better tonight as well. I don't know if he's really still dealing with the lingering injury he suffered in Game 4. But he has to be better tonight. Get to the free throw line.
Game 3, he suffered that injury, the inflammation.
Yeah.
Game 4, he was just not himself.
Yeah, yes, I'm saying. So I think he was still affected by the injury. Game 5 tonight, he has to get to the free throw line. The Miami Heat do really well at home as well, so it's another thing to keep in mind.
That's why they had that. They had to work for that home court advantage for instances like this.
Yes, and the home court has not been lost yet. If you lose tonight, of course it will be lost. So you win tonight, you're in good shape. To go on the road in Game 6 on Friday and go to Boston. But as of right now, man, I got the Celtics winning tonight. I think Marcus Smart being in that lineup, man, has definitely been beneficial for the Boston Celtics, and also Robert Williams being back on the floor. So, when he's been playing, man, he's been giving you like 16, 17.
Yeah.
He's been playing really good, so when he's on the floor. So, Al Horford has been delivering big time, too. And that Jason Tatum game, that bad game already happened, man. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
So, I like Boston to win tonight.
Yeah, so I will say, though, I got Miami winning Game 5 tonight. I'm still sticking Heat in 6, like I said. But regardless, I have the Heat winning this series in the Eastern Conference Finals. But let me talk about that Game 4. Because that was the most, deceiving blowout that we've had in the series. Because every game's been a blowout in this series.
Yeah.
All 4 games has been a blowout. But Miami could honestly be 3-1 in this series right now, but it's still 2-2. The final score is 82-102. Outside of that first quarter, and I get it, that was in a runaway first quarter. It was embarrassing. how flat-footed Miami came out and how horribly they shot that ball. They still won the other 3 quarters 78 to 76. So let's put that in perspective. And then people are talking about, that Boston defense. Bro, they just were missing shots. Miami was missing shots, especially early in that game before Victor Oladipo hit their first field goal with that 3-point make. Let's look at that Heat defense in Game 4. Even though they didn't steal the ball 19 times like they did in Game 3, let's look at them in Game 4. Derek White shot 1 of 8 from 3. Jason Tatum 1 of 7. Al Horford 1 of 1. Jaylen Brown 1 of 6. Grant Williams 1 of 5. The Miami Heat held the Boston Celtics to 23.5% from deep in Game 4. That is so deceiving.
They just got blown out in the first quarter, bro.
Yeah, they got blown out in the first quarter, and they stuck in there. Granted, even if they were getting blown out and they felt like, we got to have some kind of urgency, show some kind of fight, I get it. The game was never really close like that. There was times where it was like, maybe it'll get kind of interesting, but Boston had control that whole game. But that score is just so deceiving. I know it was a 20-point blowout, but that first quarter is really where the game was obviously lost for the Miami Heat. And the Heat didn't even shoot that bad from 3 in Game 4. They shot 39%. You're telling me the away team shot 39%. They held the opposing team, who won by 20, to 24%, and they lost by 20. Miami, I won't say is the better team, right? Obviously, I picked them to win this series. Both these teams, I think, are equally good. I just give Miami that championship little bit of pedigree with coaching and the fact that a lot more of these guys have been there, done that, even though Al Horford's a great veteran too. Miami's going to take Game 5. The series isn't over, but that Game 4 was deceiving. That was the most deceiving game I've seen in this entire series between the Celtics and the Heat.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say about that. But I'm still taking the Heat in 6 to win the series, though.
Yeah. I had Boston in 6. I want to say at the beginning of the series. I still don't know if that can happen, man. But I just
it's
feel
tricky, man. This series is tricky.
I just feel tonight like you're going to need Jimmy Butler to go for 35 tonight and more to win. And he's definitely capable of doing it.
Even but I think he has
They had to get to the free throw line, man. If they don't get to the free throw line tonight, man, they're going to try to live and die by that 3. And they've been dying by it lately, man. So they had to get to the free throw line.
If they shoot 39% at home, I'll take it. I will take it. If they shoot 39% from 3, I'll take it at home.
Yeah, but they need to have at least 15 free throw attempts to go with that.
Oh, minimum. Yeah. Bare minimum.
They have to get to the line.
Be aggressive. And that's on Bam to be aggressive in the paint, man.
Yeah, I said it pre-pod, man, but just Eric Spoelstra really has a tough time getting bigs involved in his offense. We saw it with the Shaquille O'Neal Heat. Like, Shaquille was kind of like a decoy out there sometimes. He wasn't a number 1 guy, of course, even though he came from the Lakers and he was the Diesel. He wasn't the Diesel, right? He showed glimpses, but it was just a lot of things that went on to that. It was really Dwayne Wade's team, and he helped propel them to championship. We saw Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh went from being the number 1 guy of the Raptors to a third option, and it looked like they made him a stretch big at times. Defensively he got a lot better, but it
wasn't the same.
It wasn't a seamless fit at times. And we're starting to see that with Bam this year. It's kind of like, damn, dog, like, what's going on? Like, at times they're not even trying to get him involved in the action. They're just kind of just like letting him just set picks and roll to the basket. Like, he's not even like given an opportunity to bring the ball to the court anymore.
Right.
And he has handle. He can do that.
They need to use Bam the way Kevon Looney is used in the Warriors offense, where every time off that screen roll, I know Steph's getting doubled coming off a screen or the center's going to hedge, obviously.
Yeah.
Jimmy doesn't get that because Jimmy doesn't shoot the 3 like that.
Yeah.
Especially off the dribble. But why is Bam not being used in the pick and roll action when he rolls to the rim and you let Bam, who's a good passer for a big man, make the decision, hey, I can either pass this ball and dish it off to the corner or someone cutting underneath, or I can take it and get to the foul line because he's good enough to finish at the rim too.
And he has the little midi to him as well. He can hit the mid-range.
He's got a jumper.
Yeah, so bro. Like,
they need to be feeding him consistently, letting him be the Kevon Looney, letting him be that Bruce Brown of the offense where you get him in that screen and roll action, let him
and
facilitate.
Also with him coming out to like the perimeter and kind of like work on his magic a little bit, like you can take guys like Al Horford and Robert Williams out the paint. Yeah, because if they're in the paint, they're gonna clog the lanes up, and that's gonna be tough driving lanes for guys like.
Well, that's why they play Strus a lot too, because you can't have Tice or Robert Williams coming out there chasing Strus from the 3-point line. Like that's good coaching by Spoelstra.
Yeah. Also, Strus needs to hit shots. Like last game, he was out there
inconsistent, man.
15 minutes. Like you got
0-0. He pulled the Tony Snell.
Tony Snell, bro.
He pulled the Tony Snell.
Got to hit shots, but like
good thing I didn't put a parlay on him.
Like in comparison to the the second series we're going to talk about, man, the Miami Heat, I refuse to believe the Miami Heat are going to come out here and score 1 point in the first quarter.
It's not going to happen.
At 1 point. They're not going to have this. It's not going to be the 18-1.
Yeah.
At 1 point.
It's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Or 4-26.
Yeah. So if I like Boston to win tonight, but if the Heat win, that means Jimmy went crazy. They got to the free throw line, and they somehow, someway got Bam out of bail and ball.
Watch this be another blowout. I'm going to be upset. Even though I'm picking the Heat to win, I'm not trying to see another blowout, man. I'm not trying. I wanted this to. Can we get a good competitive game that, like, the last 5 minutes of the game is like, bro, it's been a back and forth, neck and neck game the entire game.
There might be a champion team that got blown out at least 3 times this playoffs. The Warriors got beat by 50.
55.
The starters got beat by 29 last night, and you got the Boston Celtics and the Heat trading blowouts.
So one of these 3 teams, man, they're going to be remembered as the team that got blown out all the time.
Even the Dallas Mavericks, knock on wood, I don't think it's happening. But if they do get to the finals, they done got their ass blown out 3 times in this series so far.
Since you're knocking on wood, we'll transition. Game 4, Dallas avoided the sweep in the, what is it, American Airlines?
The American leaking from the roof Airlines.
Leaking from the roof. Mark Cuban, get it together. Come on, dog.
The man had multiple leaks in his own arena, bro. Come on, now, dog.
Especially during the game.
Got all that money, man. Like,
come on, man. But Dallas avoided the sweep. It's going back to the Bay for Game 5. Give me your thoughts. What's going on? Because I told you I think Golden State was going to sweep the series. I guess they didn't, but maybe Dallas got their Mickey Mouse win.
I didn't truly think they were. I might have said this over just being confident and whatnot, and they had a chance to win the game last night, even though they were down by 30. They pulled it within 8. The starters did, right? But I mean, it's hard to sweep a team, man. This team is very talented. They got there for a reason. Luka, one of the greatest players in today's game. They are known for hitting 3-point shots, and they hit a bunch of them last night. Reggie Bullock woke up from his coma, right? He went from going from 0 from 7 from 3. I think last night he went like 4 for 8. You know what I'm saying? Max Keebler was hitting threes. Kleber, whatever his name is. Kleber was hitting threes. Dorian Finney-Smith was hitting threes.
Yeah.
The thing I did notice is there's 2 things I noticed in that game. The Warriors had a very good chance to win even before the threes started getting knocked down. But Steve Kerr played one of the weirdest lineups I've seen in the playoffs so far, and it really cost us the game. And I hate how these 7 minutes lineups end up costing these games for the Warriors and closeouts, because one, when you look at a championship team, during the playoff run, they always close out on the road, and the Warriors have yet to do that, right? They've all closed their games out at home, which is cool, but
they haven't lost a home game yet, right?
They have not. But you need to be able to close out a game on the road. You know, so it's cool winning on a road game, which is fine. They've definitely shown that. They've won a road game in every playoff series so far. But they have to be able to close out a game on the road. It's not going to happen this series. I think it's over in 5, but they're going to do it maybe in the finals. I don't know. But still, that's one thing I noticed. 2, in that 7-minute mark, they end up, I think it was like 39-29. You know, they put the reserves in. Steve Kerr played a lineup of Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Kuminga, Klay Thompson, and I think Kevon Looney, and it was terrible, right? I mean, it was no really ball movement. Jordan Poole had the ball in his hand a lot of times, just taking bad step back threes, not getting to the basket. I don't know what the message was, but you know, on the other end, they couldn't get the zone together. They were getting beat defensively. It was a really lethargic effort, right? And it ended up being a 3-point game or a 4-point game.
It was an 8-point game. I think they cut it to an 8-point game.
No, I'm talking about like that lineup within the first half.
Oh, I don't remember.
So it was 30-29, you know what I'm saying? So it ended up being that small deficit to end up being like they were down 10, you know, and then, you know, that's when by that time the Mavericks were hitting down shots. They broke our zone. And going into my third thing, I realized by breaking the zone, I noticed they were driving to the baskets a lot more to collapse the zone. And that's how you beat a 2-3 zone. Or what is another zone they ran? Like a 3-2, or even like a
1-3-1.
A 1-3-1. That's how you break those type of zones, because you be able to drive, penetrate, and kick it out to shooters. I think the biggest thing the Warriors need to do in Game 5 is strengthen up the zone, play a lot better, and we saw that with that comeback. Right? Mm-hmm. Dallas is not going to hit over 50% from the 3.
Not happening.
It's not happening again, bro. I'm sorry. They did it. They've done it twice this series. I really doubt it happens 2 games in a row. Right? Luka didn't play his best yesterday, so I expect a better effort from him, even though he had a close to a triple-double, or he did have a triple-double. But I don't expect Dorian Finney-Smith to hit down the threes again. I don't expect Reggie Bullock to hit that many threes again, even though he's capable. I don't expect it, right? They were just hitting some tough shots, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you gotta tip your hat to them, man. Yeah. So they had a lot of feelings going to the game. I think the Warriors and Steve Kerr came out a little sluggish because of what happened in Texas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's very unfortunate for them, but I think that definitely was worn on their sleeve. Not giving no excuses, of course, but yeah. I mean, those are the three takeaways I had. Steph Curry came out hot. He had like 15 in the first quarter, but the blowout they started getting blown out. Man, he kind of just started chucking up bad shots too. So
my question to you is, what happens if Dallas goes and wins Game 5?
If Dallas wins Game 5,
you gonna start getting nervous? I'm just curious. I'm genuinely.
I think any fan would. I mean, you don't want to be the team that blows the first 3-0 lead. You already were the team to blow the first 3-1 lead, so you don't want to be the first team to blow the first 3-0 lead in the playoffs, right?
Well, you were the first team to blow a 3-1 lead in the finals. You were the first team to blow a 3-1 lead in the finals, I believe.
3-1 in general.
What? Mm-hmm. How many 3-1 leads have we seen blown since then?
There's been a few because it happened in the bubble.
Yeah.
Y'all?
Yes.
And the Clippers.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think there's another one, too.
Yeah.
But, really? Mm-hmm. I thought that was the first 3-1 lead blown in the finals.
First team to blow a 3-1 lead in general.
Wow.
It might have been the finals. I don't know. But I know it was definitely in general.
Okay.
But, yeah, you don't want to be the first team to blow a 3-0 lead, so that thing, the pressure starts creeping in. But this is like the Memphis series. You come home for a closeout Game 5 instead of a Game 6. Dallas is going to come out and give you your best effort, but you have to find ways to keep the game close. All right, you cannot come down. You can't be down by double digits.
Yeah, it wasn't the first. It was the first team in NBA Finals
to blow 3-1 lead.
To blow 3-1 lead. There's been other 3-1 leads blown, in NBA playoff history.
Okay, but no teams ever came back from an 0-3 deficit.
No,
that's
never. That's never happened.
Not in NBA. It happened in baseball, but not the NBA. So. It's not going to happen, man. Even if we do lose Game 5, we're not going to lose Game 5. But even
Klay Thompson Game 6 going to show up.
Yeah,
Game 6 Klay.
You can't. This team isn't going to lose to Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson 3 times, dog. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So, I like the Warriors win Game 5. I need a big game from. I think Steph's already had his good games. Wiggins has had good games. I'd love to see Klay wake up or Jordan Poole because they both have been playing pretty bad this series. I need one of them to wake up. I need Draymond to stay aggressive. I need Kevon Looney to keep doing his thing. And I need our bench to come in and play better. And also, just play better defensively.
Yeah.
The zone was fine the first 3 games. You played great zone defense, right? Lock back in. You notice the things they did. They drove to the basket. Don't close out hard on Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, what the fuck? I don't give a damn if he is hitting.
Yeah.
If he hit like 2 consecutive threes, we'll live with that. We want guys like that shooting threes.
You want him shooting. Maybe not Bullock in the corner, but you want Dorian Finney pulling up.
Yeah, I'm cool with Spencer Dinwiddie taking contested threes.
Yeah.
We'll live with that. We just don't want Luka taking these crazy step backs. We don't want Reggie Bullock getting hot or Max Keebler. Or whatever his name is. Kleber, yeah. Kleber. So, yeah. But like I said in this series, I said for the Dallas Mavericks to even beat us in a game, they need the others getting involved. And that happened.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, bro, like, if they're not hitting at a high clip from 3, their offense gets really stale.
Oh, it does, because this was the ISO ball.
Bro, we saw it last night, dog. Like, they had their 29-point lead get cut to 8 with, like, 3 minutes left to go in the fourth. Of course they closed it out because...
They had to wake up
Jason Kidd's probably like, come on, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Like,
y'all not getting swept.
Y'all not doing this to me, man. Yeah. Wake the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Do what we've been doing like the first 3 quarters. Another thing, too, I don't want to say this is an excuse, but I think that little delay, you know what I'm saying, with the leakage, stopped the Warriors a little bit, man. Like, I'm not using no excuse.
Was plotting. He's plotting.
But,
he's trying to pull like that LeBron to San Antonio back in the finals. Just the AC going out. Look cramp.
But, yeah, man, I mean, the Warriors get another Game 5. They get another closeout. We're undefeated at home, I think, continues. And I like us to win.
Yeah. I concede everything you said. If Dallas goes and win Game 5, I'd be getting a little bit nervous. Because then I'd pick Dallas to win Game 6. Because, they play good at home. Yeah. But, Golden State, they're the championship team. They're not going to mess around. Steve Kerr, the reason why he benched everybody, basically was like, all right, bro. We're just going to call this one. It just wasn't our night. I think we're not going to get swept.
Yeah.
We're not sweeping the Dallas Mavericks. Game 4 wasn't meant for us. We're going to go win Game 5, and they're going to go win Game 5.
It's hard to win a playoff game on the road. Like, it's hard.
It's hard to win a playoff game in general.
Yeah, it is. So you did your job. You still have home court advantage. take care of the basketball, which you've been doing a very good job this series. Like, they haven't been turning the ball over. So, and just keep doing what you did before. Attack the basket. Get to the free throw line. They cannot guard you.
Right.
Jason Kidd might say, the one thing we've noticed that's a credit to us that they can't guard us one-on-one. Well, neither can y'all. Y'all can't guard us one-on-one either. So, keep doing what y'all doing. Make key stops. You should win game 5 comfortably.
Absolutely, man.
And let Luka go. If Luka has to go for 40, let him. Fuck it. I just don't want him going for 29, 10, and 14 because that means we probably lost.
Yeah.
Because other guys got involved. So if he goes for 40, 9, and 4, we good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We good.
No, I agree. But now that we're getting out of the conference finals and the playoff talk, we got to talk about the All-NBA teams that just came out. We just got this a couple of days ago. We're going to go from the first team, second team to the third team. And then just give me your just initial reactions with the first team, man. We got Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, and Jason Tatum representing the first team. Give me your thoughts and takeaways.
Well, one, I want to give a shout out to Giannis, man. 4 consecutive being unanimous first team All-NBA.
He's the only person to get all the first team votes.
Yep, that is incredible. That lets you know that he is the best player in today's game.
Absolutely.
And I agree. Joel Embiid not being first team is a definitely slap in the face, man. Like, I don't give a damn what, Jason Tatum's done. Like, the dude led the league in scoring, had the fourth seed. I know he had a smaller seed than the Jason Tatum and the Celtics, but still, like, Joel Embiid had a very phenomenal year. Finished second in MVP voting. Mm-hmm. Why does he become a second team All NBA? But anyways,
he led the league in scoring too.
Yeah, I'm cool with Luka being there. I'm definitely fine with Jokic being there because I had them both in there. My original one, and I had Giannis. The only ones that I didn't have was Tatum and Booker. A lot of people were mad that Booker made it, but I'm looking at it as like, man, I mean, if Steph would have played more of his games and if Ja didn't miss like 25 games, I think one of those two would have been in that void. But Devin Booker took care of business when CP3 was out, so I'm cool with Devin Booker being there. Shout out to Devin Booker, man. I think he's finally starting to get the recognition. So now the pressure's really on him next year to continue to elevate and continue to do these things and
make the play-in next year. to make the play-in.
He needs to be on, because I think this is his first all-team selection, right? Or did he get one last year?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to look. But he's never made first-team All-NBA.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely his first one. So he's definitely,
doing his thing.
Yeah, this is his first time being on All-NBA team.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, so yeah, man. So the NBA is finally starting to notice you a little bit more, man. So that's good.
No, good for him. But let me say this about the first team. The voting needs to change. We play positionless basketball in today's modern era. I understand you have bigs, you have your forwards, you have your guards. We play in basically positionless basketball in this era. It should be the 15 best players. Let me also say this about Devin Booker. With all due respect, if he's going to get first team All-NBA, which I guess deservingly so, why is Donovan Mitchell, who had the best record in the NBA last season like the Phoenix Suns did this year, the best player on the best team, he got first team All-NBA. How come Donovan Mitchell has never made an All-NBA team in his career? Downright wrong.
How many games did Donovan Mitchell miss last year?
Last year? Not many. Let me look. Donovan Mitchell games played in 2021, right? 2021 season.
Mm-hmm.
53 out of the 72, I think. Because it was 72 games, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So 53 out of 72. Maybe that's what they held against them,
yeah,
okay?
That's
probably what it is. But they were the best record in the NBA, so I'm not trying to hear that either. Yeah. So I had Devin Booker on my second team personally when we did our predictions, but you know what? Whatever. He can go and get the first team. I guess I'm okay with that. Obviously, Embiid got snubbed. I had Jokic as my MVP. I had both Embiid and Jokic in the front court. But that's just downright wrong. Giannis is the best player. I'm okay with Luka being there. I'm not mad about Tatum being there, but I think Tatum should have been second team. But you know what? That's fine. Second team. Let's go on. We got Joel Embiid, Ja Morant, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and DeMar DeRozan. Darian?
That second team is better.
The second team's better than the first.
For sure. That second team is like Steph, Ja, Joel, Kevin Durant, and DeMar DeRozan sprinkled in. Like, that second team is going crazy. Not mad at that second team at all. A lot of people were saying that DeMar DeRozan shouldn't have been there. DeMar DeRozan had a phenomenal season.
He should have been second team.
He had a phenomenal year. Played like an all-star. Played like a top 5 player this year. I don't care. I'm going to still stand by that. He played like a top 5 player.
We've argued that plenty.
This dude was dropping 50 points this year. 40 balls this year consecutively. Shout out to
back-to-back game winners.
Yeah, back-to-back game threes at that. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Lonzo Ball and old boy that's about to leave, Zach LaVine.
He's going to Orlando. LaVine's going to Orlando.
He going to Lakers.
He going to Orlando.
But it wasn't for Lonzo and LaVine getting hurt, he probably wouldn't have got the 6th seed either. It probably would have been a lot better than that. So, DeMar definitely deserved it. Kevin Durant. I had Kevin Durant being third team in my original one, but I'm cool with him being there. And John Steph, of course, man. So
yeah. Let me say this about the second team. Like I said, Joel Embiid should have been first team, but Steph Curry and Ja Morant should have been first team by far.
It's the injuries, man.
Take Devin Booker, and take Jason Tatum out of there respectfully, and put Steph Curry and Ja Morant in there. Come on, man. Like we got to do better. Like I said, it should be the 15 best players in the NBA. And you're screwing guys over because a lot of these guys aren't eligible for the Supermax like we saw with Klay Thompson a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When they're not making it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when we go to the third team, and that's why I'm going to get into this in a second too. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Trae Young, and Pascal Siakam.
I'm cool with that. I didn't have CP3 being in there. I had Darius Garland instead, but I think I've had everybody else on that list. I did have Cat being second team, but Karl Anthony Towns being third, all NBA third team is very impressive. Trae Young, of course, he carried them boys this year, and Pascal Siakam played like a top 10 player this season.
He was good,
and LeBron deserves to be there too.
He does deserve to be third team.
And this is why I come back to the whole like injuries played a part in the Steph and John not being first team. Same thing with LeBron, and also LeBron not even qualifying for a play-in played in that as well. A lot of people saying, "Oh well, they should just give it to LeBron because he's LeBron and he averaged 30 points in year 17." No.
No, you're 19.
You're 19. Like, no. I don't care about all that, bro.
Nobody.
If it wasn't for him even averaging 30, I don't know if he would have made it this season. To be honest, if he would have averaged like 25, he wouldn't have made it all NBA selection at all. But
especially being on a 33-win team.
Exactly. So to him not make the postseason or even a playing game and to still get this selection, that's good enough.
It's a testament to his greatness.
It's good enough, man. So if fans are mad about that, I don't know what to tell you. I know a lot of people saying, well, you should really do the eye test because the Lakers weren't nothing without him. That's fine. You can make the case for a lot of these guys on this list, man. If anything, you want to say that, like, if you want to do the eye test, maybe Josh should have been 13.
Because then you look at the record without Ja Morant.
Maybe Steph should have definitely been first team. Joel should have been
Tatum
first.
should have been third team because they got off to a slow start.
Yeah, Joel should have been definitely first team. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, dog. So
it's hard, man. But I think even just making All NBA should be good enough. I don't really have as much of a problem in general in years past with I made first team, I made third team, whatever.
Yeah.
My problem is, like I said, we saw Klay Thompson a couple years ago get screwed over for his Supermax eligibility because. All due respect to Kemba Walker, who was balling out in Charlotte at the time, Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson. Come on.
He's a better player.
Yeah, Klay Thompson got screwed over that year, and now we're seeing it with a guy like Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat were the #1 record in the Eastern Conference, and even though, and I've said this before, even prior to the playoffs, Jimmy Butler is not going to be the flashy MVP, guy making all the highlight reels in the regular season. That's just not who he is. He's going to be the leader. He's going to get the job done. That's the kind of character that he is. And he doesn't get his representation. He should have made All-NBA third team at bare minimum, which is where I had him. I'm not saying you take Pascal Siakam out. It's hard to take any of those guys out because I wouldn't have taken Trae Young out. I probably would have taken Chris Paul out, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
But it's kind of hard to when you could argue Chris Paul's just as valuable to the Suns when they had the best record in the NBA. So I get it, but Jimmy Butler should have made All-NBA. That is downright disrespectful coming from a Magic fan. That's just where I'm at with it, too. This list... The NBA needs to change something with the voting. There needs to be some kind of criteria and reasonability with the voters because not every media member has a vote, and there just needs to be some kind of context when it comes to this. That's just my thoughts on the list. Any last thoughts you have on the list?
Oh no, I just had to ask you that question.
Okay, yeah. So I know you did have some questions for me.
So the first
specific too.
The first team All NBA selection this year was Luka, Giannis, Jason, Book, and Jokic, right?
Correct.
So Clutch Sports, they compare, or Clutch Points, whatever it's called, they did the 10-year anniversary from the 2011 and 2012 All NBA first team selection, and they said like who would win, who's
comparing
the
it to
best.
this year's versus?
Yeah, comparing. So that team included, Chris.
Let me guess.
Oh, okay.
You said it was out in 2011, 2012. LeBron, obviously. Kobe. Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Garnett.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Pau Gasol.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the guards. So I'm definitely missing a 4 then. Who was a good 4 10 years ago? Carmelo? No?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get like 2 more guesses. Tim Duncan. No? Man, 10 years ago, who was a 4 that was dominating the game? It wasn't Josh Smith, Jay Smooth. I don't know.
He's not. They didn't list him as a 4.
Who? Tell me.
Kevin Durant.
KD. Why did I think about KD? Why did I think about KD? Come on.
Which team is better?
That's a neck. Oh, 2011, 2012 by a mile. That's an all-time great All-NBA first team right there. Kobe, LeBron, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, and KD. Oh my!
You're solid everywhere you go, man. You have someone that can body up Jokic. You have someone that can, run the floor with Giannis.
You have 2 point guards essentially in LeBron and Chris Paul.
And then you have 2 deadly scorers in KD and Kobe.
Yeah.
That's damn near like a Olympic team.
That is.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Dang, man, that's... Wow. Okay, I got 4 out of 5. I'll take that. I know I had a couple more guesses. But
and you got defense, too. Everybody but KD can all play defense.
Yeah, all of them can play. I mean, I don't know if Kobe in 2011 is playing defense like that.
I think Kobe still had an all-first team. I think he had a first all-NBA selection for defense that year. Let me see.
Go look in 2011. Go look at the 2011 all-NBA defensive team. I don't think Kobe would have made it that year.
I think he did, man.
And if he did, he was second team, but still. Because then you start seeing Kobe start declining a little bit, probably like 2012.
He made first team. Let's go.
So you got Kobe on the wing. Chris Paul.
That was the last one he made.
So,
my bad. That's not the last one he made. He made one in 2012 too.
Okay, but still, Kobe.
That boy Kobe
was a 5-time, I think, All-NBA defender too. Clamps.
9-time All-NBA defensive first team. 3-time All-NBA.
9-time?
9
I thought it was 5
times. 9-time All-NBA defensive first team. 3-time All-NBA defensive second team.
That's crazy. Kobe's still not top 8 in my eyes.
That's crazy. This dude only has 1 MVP.
I know, that is crazy, man.
Yeah. I might start lying, though.
Yeah.
If Steph wins his ring.
We'll see, man. I definitely think... I think the Warriors got there and get their dub.
Wait, what did you say? You said Kobe's still not top 10?
No, I said he's not top 8 in my eyes. I think he's like 8 or 9. He's like 8 or
9. No, we're going to talk about this. That's my question.
Okay.
Name 8 players better than Kobe Bryant.
I would put Kobe at like 8, so I'll say 7 better.
Name 7 players better than Kobe Bryant.
I can do that easily.
Go ahead.
Okay, no order.
Okay.
MJ, Bron.
Okay, that's 2.
Bird, Magic. You could argue Steph, but I'm not going to say Steph.
No Steph.
Okay.
Not yet.
Hakeem.
Okay.
Shaq. Yes.
I don't know, bro.
Yes. Shaq in his prime is Shaq. Okay. Tim Duncan. There you go. That's 7 guys right there. I could have probably named another one, but I'm going to say 7. I made this list back when I was on TikTok a year and a half ago.
So you said...
And Michael, LeBron... Michael, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Hakeem...
Give me...
Diesel, Tim Duncan. There you go. That's 7 guys already better than him. There's a legitimate argument.
I'm going.
He's not a top 5. You better not take.
I'm
top
going.
5.
Nah. He barely creeps in my top 10. I'm going. MJ, Bron. I gotta go. Wilt, bro. Wilt's gotta be somewhere in there.
That's fine.
Wilt. 4. I would go Magic. No order, by the way.
Yeah.
5. I would go. Shaq.
Tim Duncan in there.
6. Yeah. 6. I would go Timmy. 7. I gotta go Kobe,
Russ.
Bro.
Okay, that's.
I got Olajuwon.
Kobe over Olajuwon.
I got Olajuwon and Bird behind Kobe.
That's debatable. That's definitely. I mean, it's not far off. I just think it's debatable. But Kobe's not top 5, respectfully.
I'm just going off longevity too. Kobe lasted a very long time.
Yeah, before his Achilles gave out on him.
Yeah, he lasted a very long time in that league, man. And I just think 9-time all defensive team. Magic
never even had 1.
5. That's 11 in total. That's 12 in total.
I think, but Magic will always go down as like the greatest. Well, it's hard, man. The Lakers have so many greats from Jerry and Elgin.
You know what's crazy,
and Magic
bro?
And
out of all the great players, the Lakers have only drafted like one of those guys, 2. They didn't draft Kareem. They didn't draft Kobe.
Technically didn't draft. I mean, they drafted Kobe. Let's just.
They did, but they traded for Kobe in a draft.
Hey, the Jazz didn't draft Donovan Mitchell then.
Okay, I take that back. They drafted Kobe.
They drafted Kobe. Come on,
so two.
Yeah.
So two.
Well, the Dallas Mavericks didn't draft Luka Doncic. Yes,
all right, so two guys. They drafted Magic and Kobe. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody else was traded to them.
Trading, yeah. And then they had that Mickey Mouse bubble that they got from one of the all-time greats too. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But we'll kind of end it right there, though, man. We'll get back to the NBA talk next week. We'll be locked and loaded for the finals, giving our finals predictions. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
One more thing. Talk about Travis Etienne. You want to talk about it?
Oh, I did want to talk about Etienne. So, just for all the Jags fans out there, man. I've been saying this since the moment we drafted him back in 2021. The day we drafted him was a very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Questionable. Thank you. Selection from a lot of NFL fans and Jaguar fans, right? Me, I was the biggest supporter of that. I was like, that is a great pick. You get a dynamic, elusive running back who has home run hit ability, and he's got chemistry and continuity with a guy like Trevor Lawrence, who will bring a different dynamic and element to the Jaguars offense. Obviously, he had the Liz Frank injury prior to the regular season, so we didn't get to see him in the regular season. Man, I was excited about Travis Etienne, and I will stand my ground on this, and I've already made a video talking about it on YouTube. He is going to be the X factor for the Jaguars on offense moving forward. That was a great selection, and the Jaguars did not reach on Travis Etienne. I don't like the term. Well, I understand the term. You don't take a running back in the first round. You don't value running backs highly. He's a hybrid. Come on. We've seen the training camp videos from his rookie season. Now, going into his sophomore season, they've utilized him at wide receiver. He's going to be coming out of the backfield plenty of times. He's going to be a dynamic running back. He's going to provide a good 1-2 punch for this Jaguars offense. Like I said, he brings that different dynamic and element. You took him at number 25 overall. Let's go back one more year. Let's go to the 2020 draft, right? Because he was taken in 2021. The first running back off the board was at number 32 overall, so still a first-round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then you look... He is, but is he not? He looks better because he plays with the Kansas City offense, okay?
For sure.
So, but he was still a first-round running back taken. He was the first running back off the board in 2021. Or, excuse me, 2020. So, at number 32 overall, you get Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Then DeAndre Swift is taken. He's a great running back for the Detroit Lions. He's only going to get better now that they've added Jamison Williams and DJ Chark to their offense, and he's got another year under his belt. Then you go with guys like Jonathan Taylor, number 36 or 37 overall, top two back in this game.
The Colts hot.
And Jonathan Taylor's an elite back who was a league-leading MVP candidate as of last season. And they took him pretty damn high up if you want to keep using that narrative. You look at guys like A.J. Dillon. The list goes on. That draft class
James Robinson, undrafted.
That was 2020. But, I'm only going with the drafted guys in those first two rounds, right? So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Dillon. So, I get it. But Travis Etienne, Jaguar fans got to be excited, man. This guy is going to prove everyone wrong. He's the one guy I'm going to absolutely stand to the core of Jaguar players, especially these young guys, man. Travis Etienne's going to be an absolute freak. It might not happen immediately, but Travis Etienne's going to be huge, man.
Yeah, I agree. I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? We drafted him first round. He has that familiarity with Trevor. He's looking good in camps when everybody looks good in shirts and shorts. But
of course.
But yeah, I'm excited. The Liz Frank injury is no joke, man. It's definitely something hard to come back off of. It's damn near like a broken foot. I think it is a broken foot.
But it's been less than a year, less than 12 months, and he's already cleared for every activity.
Yeah. So that's definitely.
So once we get to pads, he's going to be in pads, like running full speed and everything.
So that means he's definitely attacked rehab. So I'm looking forward to. Hopefully he didn't lose any speed. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he said by the time week 1 rolls around, he should be 100% for sure. So
yeah.
I know they're going to manage him. So Jaguar fans, don't be surprised if you don't really see him that much in preseason and whatnot. But
especially because James Robinson had his Achilles injury. They drafted Snoop Conner out of Ole Miss too. And the thing is, Doug Peterson, man, he utilizes his running backs in a lot of different ways. Yeah. He doesn't always stick to one guy. We saw it with Darren Sproles, LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi. The list goes on. Like he uses multiple running back sets, especially in a lot of these RPOs.
Justin Howard, Jordan Howard.
Yep, him as well too. So, and he's the same way with his tight ends too. He just utilizes guys in a lot of different ways. He doesn't really have like a 1A, a 1B. He kind of goes everywhere around the field too. So that's how I feel about Travis Etienne.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll get into some more talk next week, man, especially because we'll be locked and loaded for the finals, man. Be giving our predictions then. Hopefully we're looking at Golden State, and we'll see with Boston and Miami. I have Miami still winning the series.
So today you have Boston winning or Miami winning?
I have Miami winning Game 5. You guys are obviously going to be seeing this a little bit late.
So then you have Warriors winning Game 5 too?
Warriors winning Game 5.
Okay.
So I got Heat Golden State finals. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at.
Love that. But I got Boston and Golden State Finals. But
we'll see. But either way, it's gonna be coast to coast, coast to coast. Yeah. But if Miami gets down there, I'm driving down to Miami, baby. I'm driving
there as well.
We there. So, hey man, it's been good potting today. Like I said, we'll be locked and loaded for the NBA Finals next week, giving our predictions, giving a real outlook on what everything's going on though. But another great week of the episode, man. Thank you guys for tuning into the Don't Overthink It podcast. We'll catch you guys next week, and also don't overthink it.
Yes, sir.